Hello everybody, Hoyce here from Mean Streak. Welcome to another video. And today we're going to talk about a game which I think could be one of the most important games ever made. Maybe even in the same league as Doom, Duke Nukem 3D, GoldenEye, or the first Call of Duty. Now that game is Bodycam. Bodycam is an ultra-realistic multiplayer PvP first-person shooter made to look like police or military bodycam footage. And it's raw, it's brutal, and it's one of the most fun games I think I've ever played. It's still in early access on Steam, so it's very much still work in progress. It's being developed by Ryzen Studio, which is basically two young dudes, 17 and 21 years old. Now that is truly impressive. Now I've got about 20 hours in the game at this point, and I think I've experienced pretty much everything the game has to offer at this point. Now that's not saying that there's nothing left to do in the game. All the maps are a lot of fun, and we'll get to each individual map a little bit later. But now let's just have a look at some of the main aspects of the game. Let's talk about the visuals, how the game looks. I mean, I have to say, this just might be one of the best looking games I've ever played. Just the general feel of the whole thing. The immersion is off the charts, from all the details that goes into most maps, the guns, the muzzle flashes, the works, just the dust, the rain. The lighting is absolutely beautiful. Now, once we're on the subject of visuals, this game looks amazing, yes, but this is an Unreal Engine 5 game. Right, so it's not gonna run on your grandma's kitchen toaster. Right, you need a proper PC. You need a high-end PC if you want to get any enjoyment out of this. Just my advice is when you're looking at if you have a good enough PC for this, you take the recommended specs and you treat them like minimum specs. That's kind of my golden rule, and that way you won't get disappointed. You won't get into a match and have single-digit FPS. Just make sure that your computer can run it before you buy. Sound design is excellent, some of the best I've ever seen, or should I say best I've ever heard. Footsteps, bullets, impacts, the way the wind hits the microphone on the camera when you're moving, when you're running or turning around, it's all very, very, very well made. The direction and distance of gunshots and other sounds is also spot on. Grey Zone Warfare, take notes here please. Even small tiny details like kicking shell casings when walking around, which you can hear, basically when you're camping somewhere and you hear another player walk through and kick the shell casings, you can hear them. Big thanks to Alpha from Hollow Point Gaming for pointing that out to us. It was just very, very, very well made. Just listen to this. Now, movement is what sets this game apart from all the others. The way that your character moves, the controls. It takes some time getting used to it. First it might seem very janky and chaotic, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually very immersive and it's really, really cool. I mean, I'd love to see this type of movement in other games, and playing any other FPS game after Bodycam, usually not a very satisfying experience, at least for me. I mean, I've started up other games, I'm not going to name any names, but it felt stiff, it felt robotic after you playing Bodycam for a couple of hours. I mean, if this type of movement catches on, we could be seeing a whole bunch of games like this soon, and I really, really hope it does catch on. There are a few game modes to choose from. You got the usual deathmatch and team deathmatch. That's standard, pretty much every PvP game has this. Now, next there's Body Bomb, where one team has to plant a bomb and make sure it detonates to defend it, while the other team needs to get to the bomb and defuse it. It's interesting, it's fun. Now the next is Gun Game, which I'm sure everybody knows Gun Game. Every kill, you change weapons until you go through all the weapons. Whoever goes through all the weapons first wins. It's a lot of fun. Now lastly, there's a training area where you can go and test out the weapons. You know, all the weapons are on the wall. You have targets and you can just, shoot and have a look at how all of the weapons behave. Now there are more game modes to come, and apparently there have been rumors of a co-op zombie mode, so that's really what I'm hoping for, because this game is scary as it is. It's going to be terrifying with zombies. Weapons are what you would expect in a game like this. There's an assortment of ARs, SMGs, pistols, a pump-action shotgun, and even a sniper rifle, even though there's no long scopes or maps big enough to use them. So it's not very useful, but, you know, it's there. So it's your run-of-the-mill arsenal for any FPS, especially PvP FPS, although there's talk of more weapons coming in the future. There are currently no custom loadouts. Gun game gets you a new weapon every kill, and all other game modes give you a random weapon when spawning. Now, sights are also random, ranging from EOTech to various red dot sights to just iron sights. All weapons come equipped with a flashlight and a visible red laser. Okay, there are several maps to choose from, and each has its ups and downs, its pros and cons. Now, there's Worn House. It's a very small map. It's the smallest map, I think. It's tight quarters. It's basically a country house with some construction equipment around it, like a yard. It's very tight and a lot of fun, and not a lot of room to maneuver, so kills come very quickly. And after that, we got the Russian building, which is basically an abandoned building set around an open courtyard. Lots of rooms, stairwells, hallways. We got CQB and kind of longer range fighting going on as well. Some parts of the map are in pitch black darkness, so you have to use your flashlight, making you an easy target, but that's all part of the fun, right? Next up is the abandoned hospital. I mean, the name says it all. The hallways and rooms on one floor of an abandoned hospital. This map is very dark. There's lots of clutter on the floor, lots of visual obstructions, lots of corners and hallways, lots of little dark places to hide. A lot of fun. Brilliant. Moving on, it's the Airsoft House, also self-explanatory. A large warehouse with wooden walls set up for an airsoft match. Except, unlike in Airsoft, here the rounds go through the wooden panels. There is really nowhere to hide. There are also a lot of mannequins scattered around the map, making you shoot and give away your position if you're unfamiliar with it. Also making you jump. You turn a corner, see a mannequin there, you just crap yourself. But the more you play on this map, you learn what's a mannequin, what's a player, and you know you start getting used to it. Next up is the oil rig. Now this is a great map. It's a massive oil rig, several levels, lots of pipes, sheds, storage tanks, stairwells, everything you would find on an oil rig. There's some really open spaces, but there's also some tight quarters, so there's a bit of a mix of everything. Also, it looks really well. It's a very well made map. Now the back rooms. This map is a little different. It's quite a big map with lots of rooms, hallways, and randomly walls plopped down. Absolutely no other detail apart from the lights in the ceiling, some dark corners, and the buzz of the neon lights. That's it. No distractions, just walls, floor, ceiling, and pure carnage. It's a big map, so if there's just a few people, there's a lot of like walking around looking for people, but if it's a full server, it's intense. Next up, it's Tumblewood. Now this is an interesting map. It's very big, and it's just a forest with some random rundown shacks in the middle. Now when the server is full, it's fun, but when it's a 1v1 or a 2v2 match, it can get boring, same as in the last one, because you'll spend a lot of time just looking for your targets walking around. Also, this map is only available in Team Deathmatch and Body Bomb. And last but not least, we have Bomb House. Now this is a map that's very similar to the Airsoft House. I think it's a little bit smaller, but it's only available in Body Bomb game mode. So it's basically a warehouse with some, you know, like Airsoft type layout in it, and it's for the Body Bomb game mode. Easy as that. Alright, I think we've gone through all the good stuff. Now let's take a look at the bad stuff. But don't worry, there's not too much of it. There's actually very little bad stuff for a game that's this early in development. Alright, so there's a couple of bugs, such as spawning with the SCAR that has absolutely no sights, not even iron sights, so good luck aiming at anything more than 20 feet away from you. Another issue is getting stuck on stuff in the environment. Some things have a slightly larger hitbox than it should, so you try to walk around something like a chair or a desk or something, and you get stuck on it. Now you don't get permanently stuck, just long enough to get yourself killed. Now you can also get stuck on absolutely nothing. There's nothing there, but you're stuck for a couple of seconds, like we like saying it's a penny on the floor. But yeah, so it can also get you killed. Alright, let's talk about spawn points. Players spawn in various locations on the map. Sometimes you'll spawn right in front of someone. Or on smaller maps like the Worn House, there are several spots where two players spawn facing each other, maybe 15-20 feet apart. This can cause a lot of spawn killing, as we will discuss in a second. Camping is an issue in every PvP first-person shooter game, and it's present here. Luckily, campers don't get to hold their position for long, because this game is very fast-paced, and sometimes you get only 1 or 2 kills in before somebody just runs in, smokes you, or throws you a grenade. Apparently, when spawning, you have a short invulnerability period. I've been told it's like half a second, even though I've mag dumped a newly spawned player for over a second and they didn't die. Moving or shooting will end the invulnerability, so that is an issue. When you see a newly spawned player, you immediately go to mag dump him, and he's invulnerable. You're shooting him, nothing happens, but his first shot will hit you straight in the head and you're dead. So, on one hand, it's good that you can spawn and immediately get killed. So, because if that were true, people would just be camping the spawn points. But then again, you see somebody who spawns newly and you're trying to shoot him and you just end up getting yourself killed. But, you know, it's something that they'll probably work out and improve as the game gets, you know, more development. There are also some indications of hit registration issues, but that hasn't been confirmed. Could just be the spawn god mode period, or just poor aiming, or somebody being salty about, you know, not being able to kill somebody before they got killed. But it's something to keep an eye on. Now, I heard that matchmaking and servers were a big problem when the game first came out in early access on Steam. I didn't get it right away, I got it a couple of weeks later. But apparently, just people would get stuck in queues forever, not being able to start games, not being able to join games, and not being able to choose the map or something, having to restart the game. I'm happy to say that none of that is an issue anymore. It works perfectly. Go to join a server, click it, you join the server. Boom, instant. Unless the server's full, then it just randomly chooses a different one. But if you're starting a server, it's really easy. You just click the boom, boom, boom. You're in the server, people can join you. Sometimes when you join a server, when you host a server, for the first match you're going to be alone in there. It's just you running around the map. So then you just leave the map and, you know, leave the match and start up a new one, and then you're just going to start getting people in. Well, alright, that was it. That was all the information I have to give you about the game. I'm really hoping, you know, you guys will think about enjoying this game and trying it out, because it's so much fun. But, you know, if you found this useful, if this helped you in deciding or whether to get the game or not, I'm glad. And, you know, just, you know, head over to the channel, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in a future video. Have a great day, everybody. Peace!